So welcome back to the Masterclass. We're going to be discussing TFSAs versus RRSPs. So TFSA is a tax-free savings account the government implemented a number of years ago, and the RRSP is a registered retirement savings plan. And they're both very good vehicles to save money, to put away for your future real estate purpose. One is before tax dollars and one is after tax dollars. And that's the major difference between them. The RRSP is before tax dollars. If you make $100,000, you can put up to 18% away in an RRSP, and that money will not be taxed until you withdraw the funds. So that's a tax deferral mechanism. For the year 2020, you're allowed to put up to 27,000 plus in your RSP, and then it maxes out. So if you made more money than that, 500, 600,000, you still can only put in the 27,000 plus. More than that would be an additional contribution, which there's penalties if you do that, unless you've accrued some RSP room, which is another discussion, because the RSP room does accrue every year. But for this example, the maximum for this year is 27,000. Now, the TFSA is on the other side. It's after tax dollars. If you made 100,000 and you paid your taxes and you were left with 60,000 in your hand, that's your net income for the year after taxes. And then you took 10,000 of that money and you put it into your TFSA. Now this money grew to 50 grand. That money you can pull out with no taxable implications. So any money that you put into the TFSA, you are allowed to pull out at a later date without paying tax. So I think these mechanisms can work together. There's a limit on both of them. The total limit up till to date for the TFSA that you can put in is $69,500. So since its inception, if you haven't put in any funds, you can put in $69,500, provided you are over 18 for all of the years since the TFSA started. For the RSP, it's a mechanism that is before tax dollars, which is a deferral mechanism. So you may want to use the RSP, max that out, and then use the TFSA and use it for different type of investments. Now, if you use the TFSA, you can also put the monies in there and then lend it out on an arm's length mortgage. You can lend it to other people instead of putting it in to stocks or bonds. As you know from previous episodes or other information sessions that you've seen from me, I'm not a firm believer in putting my money in the hands of others. I think all of us need to become financially literate and educated for our own health and wealth. So you should start out small, make sure you know what investments, know what these terminology means and how they can impact you and your investment style. So we have RSPs on one hand, we have TFSAs on the other. They're both good vehicles to save money, and for smaller investments, you want to be able to use them and maximize their value. So arm's length mortgages inside of these are always great options. Like I said, I like to use Olympia Trust to help me manage these type of investments. But this is going to give you the maximum growth because you can lend this money out on a tangible asset such as real estate and get stable returns.